We are in here, ready to get things underway with a little spot of Ancient. Getting this map started in just a tick here, folks. But the moment, we've got a little bit of time here, Alan. Let's talk about what happened over on Overpass, because it feels like it was almost a bit of a mental game, if you will.
Yeah, I think NiP are looser. I think they lean more on the individuals. I don't think they quite have the structure yet. I think fnatic have better team play and better system to fall back on. But they were making a few mistakes. They could also look a bit out of sorts. That T side for fnatic, they just couldn't get anything rolling. Certainly could have won the map if they just got a little bit more out of it. Maybe that Brolan clutch was just the straw that broke the camel's back and let too much ground up. So, yeah, I think obviously both maps have been ever so close that we've seen positives and negatives to both sides, but I think that's the best way to frame it. I think NiP have had the better players, looking at Rez, looking at Brolan particularly, whilst I think fnatic have been the better team outfit so far.
Lexi B staring into his signature stickers to give him strength, because we should be starting here in just a moment. Ancient, what's the key here? What's the key, Alan? Who are we looking at? Who are we focusing on?
I mean, it's a good question. Mezzy was always a very good player on this map. I think he still plays Jaguar on the CT side. So that's an all-important position, dictates a lot of the map. You can make information plays. You can pinch mid if you get a good timing. So I guess Mezzy will be important. Maybe we should focus in on the AWPers. I don't think either Headtrick or Nikados have been the standouts. Feels like it's been the aggressive riflers in this series so far. They've really hit the ground running. So I guess we'll focus on those two. Who can be the most dynamic, who can be in the right place at the right time. There's more options now on T side that the spawns have changed a bit. So Nikados and Headtrick, whoever wins out in that, maybe not exact duel, but in terms of who has the most impact, could give their team a big resource towards winning this series.
I feel like the focal point on the AWPers has been less upon who's being the standout and who's being the problem, right? On Vertigo, there were some moments where Headtrick and Brolan get caught out. On Overpass, there were a lot of moments in that CT side where Nikados gets caught way too far forward, way too aggressive, missing the shots that would maybe save his life, and then gets caught. So a few of those moments. Focus, I think you're absolutely right on both the AWPers, but less so about who's going to take over the game and more about who's going to make fewer mistakes, who's going to put their team at a disadvantage less. I think that if either one plays a steady game, as we saw from Headtrick over on Overpass, very steady, very good, hit when he needed, but didn't necessarily take over. That's plenty when you've got riflers who are capable of a lot on either team. So no mistakes. That's what we're looking for. I think. I think the mistakes have been the highlights, right? The signposts by which this has gone. And it does seem like we are into the server. Pistol round actually getting underway here, folks. It's happening. So let's hop on through. Let's get into the action. Let's get this going. Let's get this game concluded here.
A reminder of the stakes. Lower bracket, loser out of the Dallas qualifiers. 2 spots up for grabs here in Europe. Winner of this series will play the winner of the other concurrent series. I'm not exactly sure what the score is over there, but the winner of that will play the loser of Astralis and Cloud9 for a spot in Dallas. And both teams, I'm telling you, Mike, they'll already feel like this should have been a 2-0. We shouldn't have even got this far.
Absolutely going to be the case.
Well,
Messi
this fake has worked. Look at this.
It has. All right, bomb down on A. Everything sold. And, well, Mizzy will be collected. I think they're happy to pay his life as the price for a bomb plant and a very long post plant to consider. All the while with Crims working his way on the flank. If he can catch this mid player before Headtrick gets activated, sets them up so well, and he'll do exactly that. So now this donut defense is rock solid, and they know it. Fosh will be cleaned out in the back lines. Tap on the bomb already. They're forcing the donut players to face, but face they shall. So far, so good. Another stick. They're just going to try for the defuse with the full 10-second. Alexi is praying, and his prayers will go unanswered.
A kit and a smoke there would have made the difference. That would have been a nightmare. Smoke onto donut.
Is that the first?
It is indeed, I think. Oh, no. They won second pistol, I think. On overpass. Did fnatic. I think they won second pistol.
Going back to
Certainly
set.
it's been favoured for NiP.
They did. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Of course.
Okay, 4-1 call. Loading up the A-halls. And Rez, you are on the boost, and you're about to be in a world of trouble. Counter smoke is down. Will fnatic commit? They don't look like it at the moment. They're going to pull that ripcord, and they called my favourite word, Mike. Cancel!
Hallmark of a good team when they can recognize that the initial plan not going to work. Move to plan B. Or even
It's just
C.
not so bad to cancel. I mean, you know their buy is awful. They've spewed all their nades. They're running around the map. B is wide open.
Nice illustration of the power of that call. Because now, there's really nothing NiP can do about this B site. They've committed to the stack, knowing that they were completely caught out of position. A retake's going to be a nightmare without nades. Yeah, there's 1 HE here. Good luck. The flashbang's rotating in, but this bomb's going to be down well before it comes through. A little bit of an open plant is risky. Brolan catches that through the smoke, so there's a body down early. Still not quite ready to believe in this retake, but it's certainly going to be a lot more interesting. If Fasho around the column, he's the only player actually on the site. He's got no support from Cave either. He's going to be able to clean out one, catching him dancing around the maypole. He may have just done enough damage, but it's getting so very expensive, so very costly here. Trim's late in the cave. 1v1, time no longer possible. Brolan knows he's lost this, but he'd like that last kill. And he won't find it. Not sure he's going to escape with his life either. Oh, just barely. Just barely gets away with the rifle. So, an expensive round for fnatic, but a round they win nonetheless.
What's NiP going to do? Because Brolan could drop an M4. Hetrick just buy some body armor. I think they're going to play more conservative. That was an excellent attempt. Excellent attempt for an NiP. They hear the plant. You could see Alexi with his HE grenade was lining up initially for behind the totem pole, this default plant. They hear it a bit off, and they know it's the widest plant. Play on the 5-7 spams. Nade lands on top. That finishes off Mezzi. And the flashbang was pretty good too. Ael's going to be contested. Brolan with one lining up for Fasha. That was beautiful. Could have got really scary if any more kills came out of this A-Halls fight, but starting to stabilize now at fnatic.
Not going to hit the cancel this time, so all the pistols are here. This could still get interesting, but there's just not a lot of firepower. Okay. Okay, it was just a check.
This is for the ace. This is for the ace.
Commit to it. Rez right there, and he's got it as well.
Of course, a couple of the players were heavily ecoing, but even so, those first few we met, there was a rifle in play there, and Fasha puts them into the dirt. Buy is in. Head trick. We spoke about him in a little bit of the preamble. I don't think he's necessarily been bad, but he hasn't been a force to be reckoned with. It's definitely been a Rez and a Brolan day so far. CT AWPing on this map. There's a lot of options. A lot of things can be presented. Mortar strike from the T side. Does so much damage. Look at Config. He's licking the wounds.
Well,
I'm stunned Alexi is playing a wide angle with his HP.
yeah. One running tap, and he's gonzo. Just trying to get the Molotov down.
He must know there's nobody in the corner. Otherwise, that is immensely risky.
Pays off for him. Utility down. Can continue to exert presence here. It's going to slow things up for fnatic, but now they seem like they might want to threaten to go through. There's not a lot of control here for fnatic. They've been waiting out this early salvo for a long time.
Is Roy going to contest? These two B players have sat absolutely still. Roy's still scared of the jump up. 30 seconds and we haven't taken mid. We haven't taken Jaguar. All we have is the A halls.
It's not looking great.
Re-smoke on A. Bomb is not really sure where to go.
This is a fake. They're just trying to pull, and with Headtrick finding that kill, it's not going to be sold very well. Config's position's not revealed, so HP or no HP, it's going to be plenty. Nikolas is just backing out. He's saying cancel, but this time it's not to try and rotate and win the round. It's to try and save his gun. That's disastrous. And most importantly, perhaps, it's currently 5 alive for NiP, so they don't need to chase. They don't want to chase because this is going to be so much money flowing into their pockets.
In a round where Alexi and Config are taken ever so low at the start, nothing else transpires. Indecision, I guess, from fnatic. They just keep respecting and respecting and respecting the mid nades until there's no time left. The B players didn't move. We didn't take Jaguar control. We didn't get... I guess Nikolas wasn't AWPing, but there was no avenue to get him up on the box and take some fights up to B. There was just no pressure. There was no pressure. There was no opportunity to push NiP around the map. One smoke onto the A tunnels at the end just ends the round. They've got to go through it. They haven't got time to do anything else, and it was all too easy for the defenders in the end.
The chirping of the parrots might be the only companion fnatic need in this round because they've not gotten a lot of utility. It's Mezzy in mid who's tossing over a donut smoke. This is going to be explode out with the pistol. Config, what you got for us? We got damage onto the first. We got a spot. A little bit of smoke for cover. Pressure on though. Config got support, and now it's looking all right. It's looking a-okay. Got to be careful not to get caught reloading. That's about the only remaining risk in this round.
Just a massacre. Absolute massacre. Because Nikolas had the armor and the AK and could just never engage.
That was a fun visual glitch. I don't know if you noticed it, Alan. But from my perspective, as Mezzy was firing outside of A main, his muzzle flash was up on tree. Which I don't think I've ever seen that before. I've seen that with the stickers, obviously, where the stickers hover in the view model. That's a Go TV bug.
I think I've seen it, but
I think it's a Go TV
normally
issue.
In front. Clearly something's up with the models being a bit out of sync or something.
Source 2 will fix
it. Yes, exactly.
Jinx.
Exactly. Can we please have some Jaguar control?
No, no. They seem to be agnostic about its existence in the map right now. Oh, Alexi, that's too much. That's too much. You've gotten too comfortable. How is he not punished? How is he not punished? How did he not land a single bullet there? All right, at least Headtrick is caught outside of Donut, so there's something for fnatic to work with, but it's instantly traded as Nikolas just tries to take the real estate. What is happening here? And now, nades in hand, Rez just kills 2. I think we set this up nicely in the pregame where we talked about it's going to be about who's making mistakes. Because fnatic right now, it's so early in the game, but it feels like there's a lot of elements of panic at play here. Foster at least will catch that, but he's a lone wolf right now, and he's got a lot more culling to do if he's going to be able to get this herd down to size.
The crossfire is so good. Rez is low, but he's playing up conflict contact. Alexi can get activated the later this goes, because obviously the bomb has to be recovered. Rez gets out of dodge. And the flash is just perfect. Conflict collects. Ideal. 3 alive. Money is still blossoming for NiP, and you're right, fnatic. I even said it before the game. I think that they've shown the better team play, but not in that round. Nikolas gets 1 fair dues. He thinks there's a gap. He tries to capitalize, gets in towards connector, and Crims comes in behind. He's fumbling nades. He gets caught with that. Mezzy comes in 2 seconds later, and it's just enough time for Rez, even flashed up, to somehow make it a 3K. It is It is grisly. It is looking bad. It makes me happy to see Res rifling. I never thought he was a terrible AWPer, or the concept was entirely flawed. The problem is, you're taking one of your best riflers, potentially your best rifler, off his preferred role. And it's nice to see him back where he belongs.
Been looking crispy in this series.
No doubt he's the MVP so far.
Yeah. Maybe Brolon has a case for it, but
it's him or Brolon. You expect Roy to be the heaviest hitter, but he actually hasn't been a big force in this series.
This one's a non-starter.
Oh my lord. Another pause maybe, because this is getting out of control.
Look at the money. They got some moolah. Messi hasn't got a kill yet. That's not ideal. Nikodo's not much impact either. Also concerning here. We're 7 rounds in. And this is a particularly tricky map to try and make those runbacks on once you get a stabilized CT side, which we well since have had. Nades dump mid. It's 3 HEs and a Molotov. All to try and take this space. They didn't find the damage they're looking for, and the Molotov's extinguished, so they are going to get a fight here. This could be really interesting. Config tucked in the corner. He needs to find some sort of damage, but it's head trick instead to get kills elsewhere. That's outside of Cave. Outside of Jaguar. And Crims has not been activated here and towards mid. It's late, so the mid players, they're out. They've escaped. Well done from NiP to avoid losing a body in that tucked corner.
They're doing a great job with this early utility on mid. I like that they're using, damaging utility. The nade stacks. It's not an area anymore that you can rely on smokes. Those nades just prevent any aggression. These players are going to slip into Alexi's line. It's a bit of a pixel angle on towards the donut cross barrel. Surely spotted. Peeks out. 2 collected. Ooh. He is trapped in this corner, but he's done a lot of damage already.
And that's very nice. Very nice from Rez. Once again, looking perfect here in towards Donut. So nothing doing again in a round for fnatic. They're just running out of opportunities. I mean, we're still early, right? We're only 8 rounds in. But it's been a while since they made an impression in a round, much less won it.
Thank God they won pistol. Or this would be nightmare fuel. Come on, fnatic, wait up. Wake up, come on. They've had some weak T-sides in this series, but this is not good enough yet.
Here it goes. Fast play in. Straight into the blender. First kill found. No damage out. Alexi B finds one back, but that's not good enough. Config getting activated. He drops the bomb. There it is. There's the cleanup. There's the piece they needed. And it's all going to be good. A little more expensive than you'd like, but the cash can more than bear the burden of a rebuy in. NiP happy to avoid the fast play.
That still might be fnatic's best round for ages. That's just how sour the taste of Ancient on the offense has been for them. Okay, guns are out. Give us something. Something to grapple onto. An aggressive default. Take Jaguar control. Make NiP uncomfortable. Dictate the pace. That's the whole point of the T side. And it's been all NiP so far.
Config finds the one. Blind firing nearly takes down Roy as well, but he'll finally be cleaned up. And Messi, there you go. Way to crack on. Nikodal is trying to make something happen here. Might catch Config actually with utility out, but no, he can't quite chase it. Still, the mid position is so valuable. That's available for fnatic. So how do they operate with this? It seems like the pinch is going to come towards B with Fasha's position here still on the B ramp. And Roy now shifting over to join him. Alexi B will have heard Roy. He will have heard Roy all the way through this. But Nikodal's in towards mid. Still going to control those rotations. And that means everything has to be about Alexi. Unless. Oh, Alexi down for the count. Head trick. Plenty of money. He's going to risk this on the retake. 1v2. Time of the essence, but he's got everything to work with. And his contact with Roy. This is the first piece. Tag down to half. Now he wants nothing to do with it.
Well, that looked better. A little bit better. Roy takes down Brolan. Some decent trades in mid. Mezzy hit an absolute ripper around the side of a smoke, straight up into the red room. And finally, fnatic just wrangling some entries. Moving off the back of those. Okay. They just need to stabilize. Find some sort of traction. Something that's going to work. I'm not convinced that NiP are going to present quite the same opportunities as they did in the previous. So we'll see. Rez. Organ in play as well. Config checks mid. Sees nothing. Headtrick sees nothing on the donut cross. See if Config can lean B just in time.
Roland. Not getting a kill here. It's going to be about Alexi. Alexi does enough to make this a possibility, but through the smoke, Config is so ambitious. The flashbang's there, but the shots aren't. It sprays off, and now, I mean, there's a lot of retake utility, but it's a little bit late. They can't deny the bomb plant. They can't collect the kill off of it right on the smoke fade. Headtrick pulls the trigger a bit early. fnatic have given themselves a real chance here into this round. A real opportunity. Roy going for the bold maneuver. The flank all the way around the world. If he finds his kill on Headtrick, that could be enough just to seal the deal. It certainly will be now, and he'll clean it up.
Still life left in them. Still life left in them. Finally calling the bluff of the B players. There are only two there for NiP. Maybe fnatic is starting to realize that B is not heavily bolstered. The new one player is in cave because, of course, Alexi smoked deep in towards Jaguar. That's why they pop. First kill up on towards the long side of back lanes. Makes it all too easy to roll up and onto the site. Mezzy's got a Mac 10. Got to be a plan here. Could have had an AK.
Mez 10.
He's got a good spawn.
Faster play.
He's got a good spawn.
I mean, this might just be a fast A main rip.
He could be. I think he might go fast mid into donut. That's really aggressive.
The nades will be there for NiP, so they have the answer for this. They've previously thrown 3 HEs into the elbow, so that would be ambitious. But yeah, it seems to be the answer. It seems to be what he's going to do. Just one nade here this time, and Mezzy actually dodges it. So he's out. He's passed. He knows he's got this room. It's all about Rez now. Rez will find contact, needs to chase, make him uncomfortable. The rest of the players need to activate now. They've got their opportunity. Mezzy's kept them under such pressure. What's the hesitation here for fnatic? What are they waiting for? Now they've got contact. Now the position's revealed. They gotta go. They gotta go. Rez, it'll never be more uncomfortable for him. And indeed, he's down. They capitalize. Config, though, finds an angle at the cost of great personal injury. Keeps the numbers even. But fnatic, they have such control here. NiP out of position. I don't know that they're going to want to go for this. And indeed, they're grouping. They're making a decision.
This up spawns are so strong. We've got donut control. We've got a resmoke from Mezzy that could go on towards CT. Molly's landing in. How do you get through this utility, let alone stick the bomb?
I mean, time's too short at this point. They're off. They're out of there. They're donezo. That's a huge round for fnatic, and that... Oh, I mean, Mezzy doesn't even get a kill, but he wins the round for them. He doesn't even get a kill. Doesn't need to. That's a mastermind right there.
I still think he would have done better on the AK. It didn't look great. Oh well, no harm, no foul. been quite the recovery. I mean, this was a nightmare for Fnatic after they lost the 6 in a row. Absolute nightmare. But they've recovered. The NiP bank is gone. It's the T side of Ancient, so anything after this is just the cherry on top. So maybe we counted them out a little bit too early. Fnatic still got some life left in them.
Crims wins that duel. Catches config. That's a huge find. That would have determined so much of the control of what they can do. Now they're activating towards B. It's just head trick. They have to deal with this bomb is going to be down. And killing Crims might just set up the save here for NiP. It is crazy how quickly the fortunes have changed in this map. We had an NiP with all of the bank in the world, right? Going for every retake, going for every fight because they just had the cash to fall back onto. And now it's a very different story.
Fnatic seem to be making the right read now. That NiP are starting to be always. Started to get that inkling. And Crims does so much. The kill is massive onto config. And it also holds Brolan. Brolan comes out of Jaguar. He might kill Crims, but it doesn't matter. Crims has won the round. Because he's ensured it's a solo B player at the time of the execute. It was just head trick. Fortunately, head trick couldn't get anything out of it. But even if he had found some frags, he was always going to get traded. There was repeat nades to go into the back lanes. It would have been a horrid retake for NiP, whatever would have happened. Pause is in, and I'm not surprised because after a stellar start, legendary bank account, they suddenly can't find a way to play anymore.
Well, a reframing of the engagements maybe needs to get underway. You're no longer playing with comfortable momentum with all the bang. Now we're the underdogs. Now we've been pushed back. There's only 2 rounds to try and capitalize on the defensive half in this map. And whatever happens here, I mean, Fnatic have already made a great showing of this.
Ooh, mid smoke is missed. And Crims may not know it. He sees it now. He sees it now. He should realize, and he backs out. So at least he's not punished. But again, the B contact we're creeping up. And Nikolas is holding Roy. Big entry. Head trick down. That's the AWP for Brolan. Playing wide. Fumbling with nades. He hits the deck. And this might have to be another save very early for NiP.
It's rinse and repeat for Fnatic, right? It feels like it took them a few rounds to figure out this weakness, but they found the soft spot. They found the glowing red eye. They found the ventilation shaft that blows up the Death Star, and it's fast plays in towards B. You've just got nothing. They show a little presence in mid. They force a little bit of respect there, and then boom, hit B. Overwhelm on the entry. It's almost like that fast pistol round where they almost had success, right? Where it had to be a massive res recovery. That was when the gears started turning, when the information started collating that they're like, oh, this is a soft site. We can bully this.
I'm just stunned there's no adjustment from NiP to play 3B.
Double up now.
Headtrick's played B quite a few times. That hasn't been the problem. I'd love to see a 3B start from them. Either that or aggro fight mid, perhaps.
Config cashing a lot of nade damage there. He's trying to play around the smoke. He's flirting with it. Mezzi will be past the Molotov. On the smoke fade. They don't know. They don't know. Oh, Mezzi realizes it in time. Nikolas is there as well to support his IGL. Now pressure on towards A. The change of pitch has come in from Fnatic, and perhaps at just the right moment. Head trick. He does collect one, but does the nade chase? Not quite. Not quite. And Alexi chiming in as well. Crims has a ton of positioning, but he's also heard a lot of noise. If they go B, there's no one here. But Nikolas is so wary of mid. Crims is gonna push through. Oh my god, this could be everything. This could be everything. Even with Brolan shifting back into the defense, Crims, he's in the backlines. They have no idea. When does Alexi B process this? When does he realize it? It's gonna draw them back towards A, which is maybe the wrong lesson to take. Crims Spot in the first, the second as well. Not enough time for Headshot to react, and they've got everything. They've got everything. The bomb is down. Crims has just ripped this round wide open, and Brolan with a FAMAS. No utility, no kit. Has to try a 1v3 retake. No information to boot. He'll give it an attempt. He'll give it a look. But right around the corner, he should be a dead man. Nico does. Misses that opportunity. Crim's down as well. What is happening here? And Roy's not in position. The bomb's not even planted for him. Roy, you need to accelerate back into Donut to have this secured. And Brolan, meanwhile, was looking for his opponent, so he has no idea. The position's been revealed, but the time's just not there. Brolan, unfortunately, cannot win this. What a hell of an attempt. But there's just no way. He just wants the final kill. He just wants to prove he could have done it with a kit and a bit more time. One more half to play, and we'll see one of these teams advance on to the final day of the IEM Dallas closed qualifier. Loser here goes home, and so for NiP, after a hot start, 6 rounds in a row back the other way for fnatic means that they are in trouble.
Eyes on the A push. Early aggression. Only configs on this side of the map, and he's having to juggle mid. A real matter of timing, and I think he just missed them. How does config get
Wow.
That is unbelievable.
Absurd. He plays the switcheroo. Should have been dead to rights, but instead, now he forces a rotation out from fnatic, and they've only seen one man, but they have to radically shift up their plan into this. If Config goes down there even 1-for-1, then you get the elbow peek. They realize there's no presence in towards mid, and that B defense is so confident. Instead, you have 4 players waiting in the wings right outside of B, and you've got Config just trying to figure out where anybody is. They've come back into the stack, but, well, now it's going to be wrong because Config has the whole site, and he knows it. I think he just heard Nikodas as well, rotating in towards mid, and this is so comfortable for NiP now.
Absolute macro masterclass. Let res pressure be a little bit. Config takes all the space. We're rotating. fnatic are massively out of position. There's no kit in play, and Config is a menace. 4 found if he aces this pistol.
Give him the ace. Give it to him. Mezzi's going to give him a fight. Config can't quite close. But Mezzi, the chances here are limited, and Rez will burst fire him out of the round.
What a statement from Config. What a statement. I stand by my initial assessment that fnatic are the better team. They have better team play. But it doesn't matter if Config does that to you. Have the best strats in the world. You just got absolutely ruined. Very slow. Silent approach from NiP into mid. They show the initial utility. They look cautious. They know what they're up against. You don't want to lose this round. Always was going to be an investment from fnatic. And at the moment, seems to be banking a little bit on aggression, but it's not coming. Re-smoke comes in for the window area for the red room. And we'll see if they push in towards Donut.
So slow. Ended this. Minute on the clock now. It's all about this donut play. First one found. Second one found. Nice diagnosis by Dr. Alexi B. He's also a surgeon. Cuts out the offending part. Now this bomb will be planted, and well, that'll set up a healthy NiP bank.
Pretty ideal. fnatic had the same on their offensive campaign, so even Stevens, kind of how we like it. We want it to come down to the gun rounds ultimately. And fnatic just looking to save what little they have to at least try and limit the economy in the following. Mezzi's had a rough couple maps. I noticed at one point on Overpass, he had that 2k from the round they didn't win where he entered B and ball and retook them. He had another one onto A, we got a massive 3k. And he had 6 kills for so much of that game. So 5 of them came in 2 rounds, and he just could not find any impact, and it seems to be roughly the same case here on Ancients.
Just feel like, I mean, I think this is true for a lot of in-game leaders, right? Where your personal performance and your calling kind of mirror each other. Where if you have a very good feel for the calling and everything's flowing, well, then you're in a situation where it's not going to be an issue. You can focus on your crosshair a little bit more. The calls are free flowing. If you're having to puzzle things out, if you're being stymied, if it's a bit of a contest, a bit of a chess match between the two sides, well then, that's where you're trying to think through, you're trying to process, you're trying to position your teammates, and maybe the individual prowess suffers a touch.
Very similar round for NiP. As they start to clear in towards Donut. Nobody here this time. We're going to sit in the smoke. fnatic. Ollie goes behind them, and that makes the decision for them. Oh, now they know exactly where these NiP players are. These surely are dead men. There goes Nikodas.
I don't think they know about Roy.
Yeah, I don't think they do.
They can't
Shame he
activate
doesn't have a better gun.
Yeah, and I think he's missed his window, brief as it was. Now in towards the site it goes. Roy will activate, but he's got to go quick. His teammates trying to hold up. Crim's even getting one there is a miracle, and now they're focused back on the flank. So Roy's surprise, it's gone. The element of it evaporated. And as soon as he swings this, he's a dead man. And so is Fasher.
Very clean start for NiP. They'll be happy. 2 Galils, 1 Mac 10, so the ideal investment here, but this is the way it goes. 9 apiece. Been a roller coaster of a game of Ancient so far. fnatic looked out of it. They lost 6 on the trot on that first half. Got all the way up to 9 on the T side. And here we go. Loser is out. Only 7 rounds between them. And waving goodbye.
There we go. Mezzy getting activated here in Jag. DP's perhaps still a chance to be smoked down. Positional control, and there's further damage onto Alexi and Headcheck. So this is a good start for fnatic. This is what they were looking for. And they're going to try and take some space in towards mid. They're not content to rest on their laurels. They want more information. And as Nikodos finds these sight lines, they've got quite a bit of it.
Kind of surprised Nikodos is sticking into mid because you can see nobody's down there. They had a flash clear from Roy to see nobody was close. Nikodos needs to get over towards B before these guys get crunched.
Roy is going to be in such a strong spot, though, because look at the bombs rotating. So now if the B main players shift alongside it, okay, Rez thinks better of it. Config has this position in A main, but the timing on that window peak is brutal. Now they know mid's not an option. Now they know so much control is here. Roy can fade back towards that A defense, because if they're going to rotate, they're going to have to go around the world. And now Config has been rebuffed. So everywhere that NiP is trying, poke, and prod, they're just getting pushed off. They're getting shoved out. They're getting tossed out the club.
Save.
That's exactly what's happened here. It is going to be a save.
It's one of those rounds you just have no avenue. What are you supposed to do? Config trying to take space on A. If he gets 1 kill, Bomb might have ran back, but there was no way in. That is ideal for fnatic. And yeah, I think you're right. I think, Mezzy has not had the best day so far, but he plays potentially the most important position on this map as the Jaguar player. So now is the time. Now is the time to come alive, if any.
Counter-terrorists win.
Big first gun round for fnatic. But still plenty of time for NiP to try and solve this. Took fnatic a long time to figure it out on their own side. NiP maybe don't quite have that luxury because the game might just be done. So they want to get started quickly here. Heavy presence outside of B to start. A little bit of presence in towards mid. This mirrors a lot of fnatic's rounds, but they've already lost a body. The off shot from Nico Dallas finds the first victim. I think that was the boost up onto the box for Headchick to try and open things. And look at this positioning in the smoke. Look at Roy. Oh, he's got one. He heard the drop down as well, I believe. He knows Config's here in the corner. They know he's here. And that means that Crims is going to be able to get that kill every day of the week. Great communication and coordination between Roy and Crims. So this is another round where you just have nothing. You have nothing for NiP. You have no control of mid. You have no avenue towards a round. You've just been smoked off as well. What do you even do? Walk the smoke. It's desperation. That's a pure desperation move. Alexi B with a Galil is alone in the cave. And he's got no fire for warmth.
What a round. The synchronicity, as it were, between these mid players from fnatic is just beautiful. They're so good at understanding each other, and the smoke lands at the perfect time. One gets the information, the other's covering their back. Roy's making a play, and Crims is always holding for someone coming off of the window area, the ledge from B. It is flawless thus far. Since the guns have come out, money is snapped for NiP. A bomb plant might have allowed one, but that never came through. Fast mid, but nobody out in the open from fnatic to contest. They're very content to play passive and seed the ground over risking the jewels. Has pulled a lot of attention. 4 players from fnatic were there focusing on mid, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like Mezzi has all the nades in the world to stall out B.
Oh, they're going to be under a decent amount of pressure here. And Rez is getting a lot of information, just hearing the noise, hearing the ticks, hearing the players. This is maybe the ideal approach. If they come out cave, there's a bit of a crossfire.
They know where he is. They know where Mezzi is.
Know where Nico is, certainly. That's going to be the first kill now. Mezzi under pressure. They're not clearing him just yet, but now they will. Uh-oh. Think's on. He's down. Done and dusted. The rallies are here, but they never expected Rez to be here this whole time. Now Roy is stuck. Crims needs to clear this. He needs to win this. They both are aware of each other, and Rez is just too good. Too good. The headshots come flowing forth. Rez seals the deal. What a way to win a gun round.
He's been superlative today. He's been absolutely brilliant. Claims all the space in mid. B play comes in. fnatic perhaps going to regret never taking information there. The B peak on the ramp from Mezzi gives off all the info NiP ever needed. The newer player was back lanes on the short side. The newer player had to be side because they hadn't crossed. Back through a cave angle. Oh, this is getting interesting. 2 in mid. There's nobody A for fnatic. And here comes Alexi.
Config. That's an opener. Again, looking good for NiP. Controlling towards the mid. Under threat. That was the problem last round as well, so keep an eye on it. For now, it's being left open from both sides. It's going to be about this A fight straight up. Roy braves a Molotov to try and have some influence on this site. The flashbang's good, but he can't quite finish the kill. And in the meantime, the bomb has gone down. It's a tough spot for fnatic. They're at a disadvantage. They don't have any control towards mid, so Donut is not an option to them, and they're going to make the tough choice. They're going to back away.
Feels like the right one. Feels like the right one. I'm loving the mind games that are starting to come into play. fnatic, 3B start, 2 in mid. A is left open, and now fnatic are doing what, NiP are doing what fnatic did to them in the first half, which is starting to make the read about this defense. Where are the gaps? Mid pressure applied. NiP never had the numbers over towards A, and to boot, Config still finds a kill all the way up here into connector on Crims. All tied up again. fnatic did save. There will be a buy in the following. One of them could drop. They won't have great utility, but surely have to invest again behind this. Pause is in for fnatic as they need to discuss where's the gap in the defense. What CT setup do we play? Do we start risking B and leaning more in towards mid? Some massive choices. And if you get it wrong, you're going home.
Timeout used. They're being more conservative with him this time around, though. Remember on Overpass, we were done with both teams' timeouts by this point. I think it was 11-9 when the last one was burned. 11-12, something like that. What do you got? What's the initiative taken, right? What's the maneuver here? Mid has been such a vulnerability for them. But last round, it wasn't even exploited. It was just the A play with the threat of mid. But look at this heavy lean. 3 players in. Utility sailing forth. They want to take this space. They want to claim it. And that's the rally. That's the change-up pitch for fnatic. There's a focus in towards the elbow. Pressure on in now. With this position held, holding on to it once the smokes fade is the real question.
Both smokes already deployed from these mid players. And they need to make a choice. You can fight further into B, and that's going to be head trick holding. Roy down. Another man deficit. Scary for fnatic.
Downright terrifying. And NiP still have a minute to play with, right? So they don't have any particular rush to make this happen just yet. Crims could be caught here. Oh, no. trying to reposition, trying to shift around. Fasher, though, the flashbang is so timely. It was Brolin's flash. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Little bit of miscoordination there. Little bit of a miscue. Big mistake, but Headtrick might have saved them. Headtrick might have bailed them out of this. That smoke. Is there an alley for...
Oh, the bomb was almost dropped.
The
bomb was almost dropped.
Could have ended this round. Opportunity missed. Bomb's going to be planted. Now we get a 2-on-2 post plant. And again, the advantage swings in favor of NiP. Headtrick has gifted them renewed life into this round. And Roland in the corner. It's all going to be about him. He's got a chance to make good on his missed flash earlier. He takes it, and he takes both.
What a roller coaster. Crims, you can just not get impact at the moment in towards Donut. I'm guessing the flash from Brolan hit a T player. That's the most likely scenario. He might have released it also as they're taking the duel into Crims. Which obviously is going to change the pathing, and NiP players going to be moving around trying to win that fight. So not necessarily Brolan's fault. But they do recover. That space on B by his teammate. Lends the bomb over. Nikodos. Nikodos has missed a few sitters. That one was granted a lot more difficult. But if he does drop the bomb, that is awful for the Ninjas. Another pause for fnatic. No surprises as we're getting to the absolute business end of Ancient. It's not their early round openings that are the problem. It's the mid rounding. It's getting caught in transition. NiP are so good at playing off of mid control. They don't always get it, but when they do have mid control, they do have space to work with. They are pushing fnatic around the map.
And just on the adjustment from fnatic, I mean, yes, they've just got pistols. It's a full stack, right? There's no mid control whatsoever. There's no attempt to influence mid control. And at least the early lean is a pretty good read for NiP. If they catch Crims, this round is over. Early smoke on. Does this tip them off? No. They'll respect it for now. Plenty of time to play with. And I think footsteps were heard from Mezzy, at least going for a bit of that window peek. So Config is aware that there might be a little bit of something going on. Some sort of shenanigans in B. And NiP want to adjust to deal with it. Look at how wary they are. All guns out. They are aware that this could have been a full push through the doors.
fnatic just cannot get the right stack off. I understand why they stacked B at the start. It's been a lot of A splits. On this Ninja team, Conflict with the nade in hand. Surely goes down. How does he get one? Make it two. Where's the trade? Oh my lord. Conflict had enough. He wants a flight to the States.
He really has taken over. I mean, it's wild. He was taking a backseat to his teammates through so much of this game, but here on Ancient, it's been the big rounds for Config. It's been the big plays for Config. Dallas, what do you got for us? Nothing. You got nothing. One shot landed, far from enough to matter in this round. It's all Roy. And frankly, his $650 invested in a little Kevlar vest is more valuable than anything he's going to be able to do to affect the outcome of this round.
Well, we'll see the fruit of the fnatic pause the following. Config has just been amazing. This is one of the maps where, at least on the T side, he's been given his Astralis spot. Astralis for a time were almost certainly the best team in the world on the T side of Ancient, and Config might have been the best player in the world on the T side of Ancient. He is unbelievably good at getting out mid, getting duels, and since the spawns have changed, it only favors the T side player even more. When Config wants to get out mid, fnatic can't live with him. They need to use the utility or just give it up. There's no middle ground here. You can't let Config get out and into a good fight.
Got so much space in towards middle now. They've devoted so much in terms of utility as well, though. But this triggers the fast B play, so it's going to be up to Fasher. Fasher and Mezzy. Utility's good so far. Fasher stalled this out in a big way, but now he has to capitalize. Mezzy gets one. Mezzy gets two. Mezzy, damage onto a third. right there in the nick of time, and this time the defense holds. They got the bomb, they got the site, they've got everything they could possibly want to fnatic. Now they just have a minute 15 to try and keep as many of these players alive as possible and still win the round. It was honestly a great call from NiP to go fast into
Oh, absolutely. They did nothing wrong. This is just a monster defense. Absolutely monster defense. Roy's just playing off Crims's contact. Ooh. Okay, almost made it the double.
Config almost made us believe.
I think there's a case here for Hedrick to try for damage because he's just such low HP that doesn't really fancy himself. Yeah, it's definitely right that NiP, they see the mid fight, they see so many nades, it's probably a pretty easy free mid call once you're seeing all that damaging utility and stuff being thrown at the same time. They accelerate up the B ramp. Only Fasher is holding that way at the start. The counter flashes were so good from fnatic. There's probably, 2-3 seconds of those guys just dabbing as they're running onto the bomb site. That's what allows Mezzy to get a good fight in the end. Roy shows up just in time. Just in time.
So here's my question to you, right? You took a pause. Obviously, the setup that you ran in this round was what you discussed during that pause. But you wind up winning the round, but NiP countered your play. Realistically, you're going to know that as well. You're going to know that you got maybe a little lucky and a lot of skill to bail you out of it. So now, how do you read into that? How do you adjust to the next step? If your
the real gap was A. The real gap was A on that round. Had NiP loaded up A with any numbers, they would have walked out, single that mid presence. But they're choosing, I think they're actually running the same round. Exactly, the spam hits config, Danger Man is out, Mezzy gets taken down, but honestly, that might be a worthwhile trade. Roland? He's going to keep going? Is Fasher ever going to expect this?
If Roland just goes out, Fasher's a dead man. Okay, Nikrados has shifted into defend. That's the adjustment. And now they've smoked it off. Well, Proline can just stay here. There's a lot of time left in this game. In
4B?
this round.
4B?
Wow, this is a commitment. This is a commitment.
4B?
If Rez just keeps walking forward, it's over.
Is this
What
a miscom?
I don't even think he made any noise.
This is abject madness.
I mean, now he's shown presence, but this is just to hold him here. This is just for the fake.
Why would you do this in a 4-on-4? 4-on-5, maybe there's a case. But 4-on-4? You're going to give up the A bomb site? Roland just has to buy time. And they might just have to save. They're going to lose 20 seconds just running to A.
He's done it. They also can't catch him. He's got mid. He's realizing mid is open. They've got this donut control. The bomb's just now being planted. This is a nightmare retake. This is a nightmare scenario. And your money's not good enough to deal with losing all 4 of these guns. Frankly, it's not good enough to deal with losing 1 of these guns. So Fasher needs to think long and hard about going for this fight. Wow.
It's pretty rare that I'm speechless. Pretty rare. Especially in a game with players of this caliber. Why 4? Why 4? I mean, you can lean, you can play Nikrados sitting back on A with a really deep angle on the AWP, but to play 4? You got no information, you have to save as soon as the bomb gets anywhere near A. You're getting flustered. You don't see a decision like that very often.
We talked about it in the pregame, right? The series has been defined by the mistakes, the errors, the little lapses. They haven't been dramatic. Both teams have played some very good Counter-Strike most of the time. But the wobbles, that's been the story of the series so far, and that's a big wobble for fnatic at an unfortunate time. They want to get back into this. Roy will deliver them an opener. Alexi B sticking around. Alexi B wants this on the smoke fade, and eventually he will get checked and spammed. I don't even know if he was sticking through or that was just a check, but either way, fast in towards A. They're trying to accelerate. That's a big kill from Hedrick. Damage done on the Brolan. This is still tough. Crims commits through, and now the man advantage is gone. Roy, the next fight here in towards the catacombs. This could be extremely costly, and he doesn't clear the corner. He doesn't clear the corner. Brolan wants it a step further. That step too far. But a 2-on-2 in the post plant. This is a great scenario for NiP.
They're a little bit penned in, though.
Donut.
They're a little bit penned in.
A bit. And Rez gets checked. All on the head trick. The new guy. The shiny Opper. The whiz kid. He's got to do it all. Found the first. Knows where Mezzi's coming from. Just has to not flinch. Mezzi has a kit, but he's not got time. Molly goes down. I think that seals the deal. No, it doesn't spread. Does he have time? He does. He does. Barely a second there. If that Molotov hits,
Yeah.
Mezzi, well, he would have had a smoke, but still.
I mean, yeah, I don't think you can blame Headtrick. He's fumbling it because he's getting shot. Ooh. Fnatic. Fnatic surviving by the slimmest of margins. Crims is not a player. He's more of a passive player. He's gone through the smoke on a flashbang. That's a Stewie 2K sort of move. And he gets punished ever so much. Thank God Roy was ruinous on mid, but NiP are calling the bluff. They've realized that A is open for business. Numbers are over.
They've cracked the code. They've cracked the code. And with that kill, I mean, this is disastrous now. Bomb, it's just a matter of time till it goes down. Some damage done on the Rez and Brolon, but this is a big decision to make. And losing Mezzi might tip the scales. Config away in mid. Yes, Alexi B is lost. The health is abysmal, but most of this damage is unconfirmed. They're not going to know that they have Raz and Brolon low. The only player they know is Config. And they're bailing. Config finds the timing. That little extra twist of the knife. That little extra stinger on the end means Fnatic will have less to fight with into the next round. Series point is going to be on here for NiP. And the money for Fnatic, it's desperation.
Massive call from Alexi. Fast A play. Config out mid solo. He holds players. A is open for business. They missed. They fumbled a CT smoke, but it actually kind of helped because Hedra got on the line and Fasher ran straight into it. From there, just didn't have the numbers. They had to commit to a save, and well, Config barely allows Guns to survive. Nikonos has not had a great series. Never been activated here on Ancient. He's got to find impact. Or Fnatic are going home.
Well, they might be on. But they're not going on a trip. Is really the key here. Not getting a chance to eat some ribs. Have some barbecue.
It's going to be a horrid few days. All out of showdown. Not looking good here. And hardly the best setup for the RMRs either.
This might be the soft side again. We got three players
Fnatic,
in towards
they've just
A,
been hammered so much on A. The conditioning is coming into play.
yeah. And Conflict's going to be able to control those rotations, but in towards B is where the real threat's going to come. Mezzi's committed. Mezzi's so committed. Molotov in here. Now he can't escape. Now he can't escape. They're clearing their corners. He's got one. He's got two. Mezzi comes up big, but switching guns. That'll catch him with his pants down still. 2 kills found there. Might just give them a chance into this. And Conflict's shifted up and towards mid, but look at the flank. Look at the flank. Alexi has no idea the bomb's dropped. Config, maybe he could do something about this, but it might just be too little too late. Stuck in the open, trying to recover the C4. He'll do no such thing, and here we go. Here's the answer. Here's the rallying cry through from Fnatic. Headtrick actually needs to hunt. There is no reason to save this. They will have money into the next round. That's not a concern. There's only one more round to play. But if you can take some guns away from Fnatic, even if you can't win this round in the next 13 seconds, which not a possibility, it's worth it.
Even fighting after time is worth it.
Yeah, this is a mystery to the situation.
Full 30. Full 30 required. Mezzi, I mean, you're right. This is not the old Jaguar where there's a nice big corner for you to sit in. It's a tiny cubby. And he tucks and he tucks and he waits for the perfect time. He springs Brolan down. Trader, I think it was Reds, hits the deck too. Bomb is dropped. Information for Fnatic. They're already going for the A push, but they feel even more compelled with that information. Timeout in from NiP. That was the easy round. That was the lesser investment. There was FAMAS's, MP9s in the mix this time. Full weaponry, full utility. And only one chance to get this done before the end of regulation.
So where's the read into this one? I mean, again, I think they made the right read in the last. The calling has been so on point over and over and over, but you just had the big play from Mezzy. That's what it's been taking for Fnatic. They're getting outcalled. They're getting outplayed. They're just occasionally having these bursts that enable them to compete. Roy naded down to half. That's going to be rough. And it also tips them off that they're looking. Crims has been lost in towards mid. That's not how you wanted to start this round, Fnatic. As he back into his Jaguar shenanigans. But this time you'd imagine Brolon will be on high alert should it come through.
Later in, Mezzy gives. Bikes out. Roy's in the open. He needs to get back before Roland swings. And Roland cannot take him down. Mid control seeded and Fnatic. They know players are out mid, but that's not excellent information. You don't know which way you're getting split just yet. Oof. Fnatic have to make an information play right now. They can't just sit on their laurels.
Oh, it's a big kill in towards mid. Takes out Config. He's been such a thorn in their
Mezzy's
side in
so
other
alone.
rounds.
Mezzy is so alone.
They need this Roy rotation to come through, but he's choked off. The choke points aren't there. No one's watching for the cubby. No one's clearing. No one's clearing. Mezzy gets to. Again, a huge play from the in-game leader when they needed it most. Still, this is going to be a retake, but as the smoke fades, Brolon tries to take the initiative, and Roy's ready. All in the head trick. What can you do, young gun? What can you do without the AWP as well? Facing up forward, the players come in cave. That would seal the deal. And indeed, it won't. It'll be Roy instead. We're going to overtime. We're going for more rounds here, Alan. Fnatic, they dig deep. And Mezzy, in particular, lights the way for more rounds.
That's 2 rounds. 2 rounds where Mezzy has been in what we often call a one-and-done position. And he's got 2 out of it. He's not forgot how to frag. He has not forgot how to frag. He has saved Fnatic. Roy has had some massive rounds as it's gone late as well. Covering up for the misdoings of Nikados. Crims had a good T-side, but the CT side hasn't been great for him in towards Donut. But the other individuals are starting to step up. This series deserved overtime. Who's going to go further? Who's making it to Monday?
Had to get it. Now I think in OT, some of the focus has to be on this op duel. Nikados has not hit much of anything this entire map. Catches an 8 in this one. Roy makes some noise, but he will be dropped. Alexi is low still. And look at this read from NiP. They're looking like they want to funnel in towards A. It's the soft site. You've got Fasher, though, up on the tree. But if they clear Fasher, the world is their oyster. Rez, he takes a dink, but he trades one back in turn. That is well worth the price of admission. So now man advantage. Bomb site lost. Bomb going down. They're even slow to rotate because they only did see Rez on that peak. Actually be cleaned up on the flank means this retake is going to be free to go. Here's the fight in towards Donut. Here's the contact. Flashbang is lethal. And it forces them to be stacked up. Braving the Molotov. Crims taking the initiative here. He's a dead man, but this is all over. Mezzy cleans it up. The bomb can be defused. Fnatic find the first round of OT.
It's looking good for NiP after Rez decapitates. I believe it was Fasher up on the boost. They're just fumbling with quick switching and getting nades out in towards Donut. They'd been gone out. It might have gone a little bit better, but that flashbang was brutal. As the Swedish org, I guess they're both Swedish org, as the Fnatic team made their way in. Okay, 16 acquired. Of course, 12.5k overtime money. Shouldn't really be a problem here for either team. So we should expect full buys throughout. Only the authors could face a problem, perhaps, And this mid-aggression has been amped and amped and amped. It was their best kind of opening on the CD side, and I'm not surprised that Crims and Roy are continually taking all this control and looking to force out fights.
Look at how much space is being left in towards mid, just trusting the elbow smoke.
They're going to have to push. They've got 3 here. You can't just sit on the site.
Yeah. Here comes the momentum. Rez ready for them. He's got the first. Clinical on it. It's just so good. The spray, a little bit wild. Tried to pre-fire it. And Crims manipulates that nicely. Still, mid's conceded entirely. NiP, they devote some utility, but they could have had it for free. Never know that. But what they will know is that this is going to get real weird.
It's so awkward. Mezzi's holding mid.
He has to be the guy again. He has to be him. He has to be the guy. Johnny on the spot. He's got the one. Is he away? He survives somehow. And most importantly, gets the information that there's another player here. Smooth to isolate the fight. Fasha trying to get ahead of it. He's got the angle. And Nikodos finally getting something out of that AWP. This leaves Headtrick alone and fnatic now. I mean, life is looking very grand indeed. Headtrick will try something, anything, but there's no world. And Fasha finishes him off.
Big round from fnatic. Proactive. Pushing towards A. NiP made the right reaction. But fnatic just about managed to adjust. If Nikodos doesn't get that kill on the ramp player, Mezzi is in a world of pain. Because he's such low HP. He's getting pinched from deep mid in through the window room, the red room. And also B-side proper. So thank God for Nikodos on that round. Final pause deployed from NiP. They know the importance of giving themselves some sort of breathing room. It's not the old ancient. It's not a done deal that the CD side is just going to be flawless when they have full investments. They've got to get something out of this T side. Huge call for Alexi. I think he's called an excellent game. Made a lot of good reads. Their mid-rounding has been nice. But fnatic of late have just had that 5% more when it really mattered.
Look at the utility gap between the two sides. So much got committed early for the CT side that they just don't have much. It's one of the realities of Ancient. There's another smoke bled out. Decent damage, good information from Rez. He's trying to figure out where people are playing from. Well, this is going to shift things up for fnatic. They move Roy around in to deal with mid. Ikudo's just peering for the B main boost up. How do you read this? I mean, it's mostly just been feints with utility, right? We haven't necessarily seen a whole lot of players actually engage into fights.
No, Fnatic is drained, though. Oh, that molly. Just about doesn't spread. Donut control is taken. Fnatic are lacking some information, and Brolan could poke his way out at any time. Rez is in the same boat. Time is starting to dwindle. Make a decision, NiP.
Gonna have to go there. I mean, they've got so much presence here towards A, right? I think Brolan's mostly to sell a fake, and with the ball moving in towards Donut, that further confirms our suspicions. Here it goes, 20 seconds. Some kind of engagement is going to have to come through. Rez not finding success on his. Now they're focused back in towards Donut, and that's the bomb drop. That's the full commitment. Now they can go. 10 seconds. You need to get this bomb down. You don't have any control. You don't have any space to fight from. It's going to be 18 for Fnatic. They just need one more.
Monstrous defense. Absolutely monstrous. Oh my. Tall order for NiP. Tall order. Reminders, guys. In regulation, it was 90 rounds for both teams. That is not a good omen whatsoever. As we get into the second half of the first overtime, NiP backs up against the wall. No margin for error. And they need their individuals to be as good as ever. Rez and Brolan have been a tad quiet as of late. And they need to re-emerge on the server.
Brolan knows he's going gonna get pinched from either side. He knew it was just a matter of time, and he picks wrong. Can't escape that one, so an advantage found for fnatic in what could be the last round of this series. Lexi B in the smoke, spam going around him. He's just going to try and play for the fade. This is so ambitious, but a resmoke in front of him might allow him to reposition.
It's unbelievably telegraphed. And fnatic pull the ripcord, readjustment, configs committed into the right side. All on config.
Spots one, but the shots go wide. One kill found, two as well. Another big miss for Nikotas. Now pressure on towards the site. The bomb is going to go down. That I don't think can be denied. There's a Molotov on Rez, but he's not in an angle to throw it. So a 3-on-3 in the post plane. It all comes down to this. There's no nades for fnatic. It's all just going to be about this duel. All going to be about these fights. And in towards mid, the first one starts. Headtrick trying to come around the corner. Ducking his crosshair, though. Crims gets it. The savvy veteran giving a welcome to the young rookie. Rez, what can you do? What can you do here? He's been so good, but it might be coming to a shuddering halt here. Buying time, that's enough. There's a kit here, but they need to get on. They need to get on, and all this presence in Donut. Rez continuing to find frags. They have to stick it. They have to stick it if Roy can pull them off the bomb. It's over, and he can do no such thing.
No! Can you believe it? I thought they'd lost that on time just by... Alexi B was so late to getting into that retake.
Rez, man. Rez is so dang good.
Rez is a monster. He is a monster. And we're set to go on. Set to go on. fnatic. Man advantage. Strong after plant positions, and they can't get it done.
I mean, there have been a lot of rounds where if Nikodos could hit a shot, the round would be over. But that off has been silent this entire, really, since the second half of play on this map. Maybe even, I mean, it's just been very little. Nikodos down again, no impact. Lexi B going to get 2 kills as well to follow it up. And this B play is a non-starter. They're getting nothing out of it. They're getting nothing out of it. They got positioning here for Crims, but he needs to do so much, and Rez will not allow that possibility. NiP gonna close this gap to just 1, unless Mezzi has the play of the absolute century here. He's not got it right now. Headtrick spots him, and Headtrick escorts him out of the server. One more chance.
Of course, the flip side of the Nikodos discussion as we came into the map was Headtrick. He's been okay, but not a force. That has changed. He's been excellent on the CT side, both in regulation and now in overtime. He's been dynamic, often over towards B, and to be frank, he seems a much more sure thing to connect with the bullets than Nikodos is at the moment. Last time out for fnatic. Tension is palpable. Big decisions to follow. Aggressive calls have been the majority of these overtime ones. Last time was a fast B. I don't think they're going to go for that again. Players are geared up looking towards mid. They got some decent mid spawns. Fast mid could be an option here. But what a scary call to make in this sort of moment.
Look at this mid utility from both sides. It's a bit of a feint. Neither side actually moves in for the aggressive control, but they both wanted to deny it. And Crims now is going to slide into the space that these nades have vacated. Fill the vacuum. A little bit of ground. But it's very far back for NiP. They don't want to give up anything early. So letting these early salvos of utility go out with no response from the CT side.
Oh, Nade might finish the job. Okay, doesn't quite go deep enough. Alexi survives. B callers in from fnatic. 4 are here. Mezzi's going to throw some nadage in towards mid, but it's more of a ruse. And he's going to come up B to join his teammates. It's telegraphed again, Mike. Re-smoked onto ramp. Mezzi has to do something to pull presence away. There's free here in defense, and every second just grants more and more time to set up a stronger defense, surely.
Flashbang on. Head trick backing away. Being pushed out of the cave angle. Ooh, he's got the first shot, though. Finds the gap. Finds the gap and exploits it. Maybe this is going to be a retake, but an advantage gain for your team. That's so huge. And Alexi B, oh, he wanted more. Crims not having it. Sprays down both on the stack. Incredible play from Crims. Stepping up huge just when they need him. It's been impactful. They need a little bit more. So advantage for Fnatic. Utility dwindled. There's no smokes here for the CT side, and that's a big problem. Nikodas gonna have some chances. Gonna have some chances as they cross in towards the site. It's slim, but he likes this angle. And he's got a shot. There it is. There's a kill. That might just end it all on a head trick now. And this time, he cannot get the better. That's going to be 19 for Fnatic. Fnatic move on here in the IEM closed qualifier for IEM Dallas. That's a heck of a comeback. That's a heck of a rally from Fnatic. They look down and out for so much of Ancient Allen. But they've done it.
Bro.